Hi everyone, welcome to Practically We Bring Learning Alive. Welcome to the Term-2 Fast Track course for the coding. Here we are going to discuss the coding syllabus for the class 9 of computer science. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss. Means these are the session names. The first session that today we are going to start is from the basics of computer science. Then again we are going to cover the basics of computer network, then Microsoft PowerPoint, and then at the last Microsoft Excel. These are the sessions for the class 9th, and these are the dates. So today's date is 2nd of February. So next session for the 9th class will be on 9th of February. But for the class 10th also, we are going to run this parallel session. For class 10, these are the sessions: basics of networking, web services, basic tags in HTML, style properties in CSS1, and style properties in CSS. So these are the dates for class 10 computer science. Okay, 5th February, 8th February, 12th, 16th, and then 20th. So any one of you can attend these sessions. Okay. Yeah, hi Chandras, very good evening. So let's start today's session. Today's session, we are going to discuss basics of computer science. So what is computer and what all this computer is going to do? Okay, how the computer is going to work, what are the different components of the computer systems? Okay, what is memory, what is CPU, what are input devices, what are output devices, how the computer is going to work, and what is the purpose behind the development of computer. So all these theoretical things we are going to discuss with a very good presentation. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please comment in the YouTube chat. Okay, what are the doubts you have, you want to ask anything, any question related to the computer science, then you can type that question in the comment box. Okay, so let's start with the computer system. Okay, so as you know, what is a computer? So computer is nothing but it is a electronic device. Okay, whether it is computer or you can take a laptop. Okay, it is one electronic device that takes input, that takes data as its input. Okay, what are the data that we give input to the computer system? Computer system accept that data as the input, and after accepting the data, computer will process that data using the CPU. Okay, computer is going to process that data, that is called the processing, and after processing, computer will give us the output of that data that we have given to the input, and that output will contain the meaningful data. What are the data? Meaningful result. So we have given the input to the data, computer will take that data and it will process that data, and that data will be going to convert into the meaningful result. Suppose we have given 2 plus 2 as the raw data to the computer. What is the work of the computer? Computer work is to process that data. 2 plus 2 will become the 4, and computer will give 4 as the output result. Okay. Suppose we want to print any document using the computer system. Okay, so we give input some text. Okay, and then computer will process that data using the CPU, and it will process that data and will produce as the meaningful document. Whether we are going to develop the resume, whether we are going to create a beautiful document, so that thing is going to be processed with the help of CPU. So this is the definition of the computer. What is computer? Means computer is an electronic device which will accept the input data and process that data, and that input data is going to convert into the meaningful information in the form of the output result. This is the work of the computer. Okay, simple: accepting the data, processing that data, and producing the result. This is the definition of the computer system. Okay, now what are the characteristics of the computer system? Okay, so the different characteristics of the computer system are: computer will perform its work with very good speed. Okay, suppose we want to write one line 1000 times using the pen, so we may take 1 hour, 1 day, half day, depending upon our speed. Okay, but computer will do that within seconds. So computer perform calculation, computer perform its work with very speed. We can transfer data from here to the any part of the world with so much speed. Okay, so one of the characteristics of the computer system is computer perform its work with very fast speed. Okay, the other characteristic is is accuracy. So computer will perform the work with near to 100 accuracy. You can call 100% accurate work. Okay, whatever the work we have assigned to the computer will do that work only. Computer is not going to work for other system. Whatever the instructions we have given to the computer system, computer will work according to that instructions with 100% accuracy. So another characteristics of computer system is computer perform its work with 100% accuracy. Okay, the next characteristics is reliability. So what are the work we assign to the computer system with the help of a program that is known as the instructions. So computer is going to perform that work with reliability. Yeah, Nataraj, good evening. The next characteristics is automation. Suppose we have set computer system on a automatic system. So computer is going to perform that work with automatic. Suppose we have assigned one task to computer system to print thousands of documents. Okay, with one document after another document, one document after another document, one page after another page. So 1000 page we have work. So computer will perform that work with the automation. Okay, computer is not going to stop unless the power cut. Okay, so computer, another characteristics of the computer system is the automation. So next characteristic is computer is the logical system. So computer is going to perform the logical operations. So it is a part of the thinking only, logical thinking. Okay, so we can give logical programming to the computer system and computer will perform the work according to that logical programming. So computer will make the logical decisions with the help of whatever the data that we are giving. So many robots are the example of this logical program. Okay, so using this we can create many automatic machines, many automatic systems. We can install many automatic machines and on many different fields, like we can install the robots on different platforms. So computer will perform on that logical thinking. So memory, yeah, whatever the work is there, computer is going to store that data. What is the data that we have given to the computer system? Computer system contains a memory device. That data is going to be stored in that memory system. Okay, so whenever we want, we can access that data. So data may be stored in the hard disks. Okay, so whenever we want, we can access the data. So computer has a very good memory. We may forget a particular thing, but computer is not going to forget anything. So whatever we post online, that is going to be stored in the server memory. Whatever we want to store in the local memory, that is the hard disk, we can store the data on the local memory as well. So another characteristic is versatility. Computer can perform a lot of work, lot of different work. Computer can perform like calculations. Computer can perform for printing the documents. Computer can perform the work for making your resumes. Computer can using the computer, you can use the internet. Using the computer system, you can send a mail to anyone. You can play games. You can watch movies. So computer perform a lot of different work for us. So one of the characteristics of the computer system is its versatility. We can do a lot of different work, multitasking work with the help of computer system. The last characteristic is, okay, memory got repeated. Fine. So what are the limitations of the computer system? So the limitations of computer system is computer don't have any feeling. Like humans, we have feelings. Okay, computer don't have any feeling. Computer don't have any emotions. Okay, so it's a machine. This is not a human. Okay, computer is a machine which don't have any feeling. Computer cannot feel anything. Okay, computer is not going to type. Okay, computer will perform that work continuously. Like human being, we can be get bored, we can get tired, but computer system is not going to be tired. It has no feeling. So computer system is also does not contain any IQ. We human have IQ. Okay, we can think. Okay, we can sleep at a particular time. We can eat 3 times a day. We can sleep. We can wake up at particular time. So computer don't have any IQ. Computer is not going to think. It will do exactly whatever the instruction that we can give to the computer system with the help of programs. So hi Gaurav, hi Nataraj. If you have any doubt, you can comment in the chat. Okay, So computer system is the user dependent. Okay, computer is not going to perform any work on its own. What are the instructions that we are giving to the computer system will perform that work only. Computer is a user dependent, means computer is dependent on us. What are the input we are giving, what are the instructions we are giving, computer will perform on that data, on that instructions only. Computer will not work on its own. We have to give the input, that is known as the user dependent. Okay, and the lack of common sense, like as I told you, computer don't have any IQ, computer cannot think. Now the modern systems are coming, like with the help of machine learning we can make computer to think. Okay, we can train the computer and we can tell the computer you have to work like that. What are the training that we have given? But computer don't have any common sense. Okay, Gaurav, not a problem. You can watch the recording on the YouTube. Okay, till now we are discussing about the computer system only, how a computer work, what is the computer, what is the definition of the computer system, and what are the characteristics and what are the limitations, means what are the strengths and what are its weaknesses. Okay, these are the strengths and these are the weaknesses. Now, what are the components of the computer system? Okay, so yeah, I will repeat some of the things, Gaurav. So I will repeat. See, so computer is an electronic machine. I am repeating it once again, Gaurav, for you. Computer is an electronic machine which accept data as the input, process that data, and give us some meaningful result. Like it, take the example of a mixer grinder. We put some input fruits to it, process that, and we will get the juice. So in the same way, computer is an electronic machines. We give input as data, computer will process that data and will give us the meaningful result. This is the definition. And what are the characteristics? Characteristics are speed, accuracy, reliability, automation, logical, memory, versatility, and the last thing is computer will not get tired. Okay, this is the characteristics, means strength of the computer system. Now, what are the limitations? Computer has no feelings, computer has no IQ, it is the user dependent, means computer will depend on us. What are the instruction we are going to give the computer, that work only computer is going to be performed. Okay, and the last is lack of common sense. Okay, computer cannot think. Now the modern systems are thinking based on the training that we are providing. Okay, now what are the components of the computer system? So there are two components. One is hardware. Components can be divided into two categories, main two categories. One, you can say hardware. Hardware are the mechanical, physical part that we can touch, like mouse, keyboard, monitor. We can touch. Okay, we can touch to the hardware parts. And then another category of components of the computer system are the softwares. Softwares are written in the codes, in the programs. Okay, we cannot touch it. We can we can just see it whenever the computer is turned on. Okay, whenever the computer is working. So software is nothing but the soul of the computer. Hardware is nothing but the body of the computer. Okay, when they, for a computer, both should be necessary to work. Okay, if anyone is not available, then computer is not going to work. So for a computer to perform its work, hardware and software both are necessary. Hardware is the body, software is the soul of the computer. Okay, now let's break down this computer system. Okay, so you can see these are the different components here. First one is the keyboard, input device. Okay, then speakers, output device, flat panel, display means the monitor, output device. Okay, this is the system unit. You can call this as a CPU. CPU again contains so many parts inside it. Okay, this is the mouse, input device. Okay, these are the components of the computer system, parts of the computer system, you can say. So first, computer, how computer is going to be work. Okay, let's understand it's from the inside of the CPU. Okay, first computer will work by taking the input from the input unit. You can take example of the keyboard or mouse. Okay, computer is going to work by accepting the data from the input unit, whether it may be keyboard, mouse, scanner, these all are the input devices. Okay, then Computer will process that data using the CPU, and CPU again contains three parts. One is memory unit, another is control unit, then the last unit is ALU, arithmetic and logical unit. Okay, these are the three components inside the CPU, and this data is going to be processed here. Data is going to be stored and processed here in this memory unit, and then we will get the output result in the form with the help of output devices, different output devices, like you can say printer, speaker, monitor. All these are the output devices. Okay, so and inside this arithmetic and logical unit, some logical and arithmetic operations are going to be performed, and this part of the CPU, this is the part of the CPU, this is going to be connected with the secondary storage devices. What are the secondary storage devices are available? Like you can say hard disk, pen drive, memory. Okay, what are the secondary storage devices are available? So this is going to be interact with this one. Okay, these are the inside components of the computer system. Okay, yeah. Now take the example of input devices. What are input devices? Input devices are such devices which are going to accept the data from the user, from us. Okay, and computer is going to work on that input data. What are the data that we have provided? So there are various forms of input devices, various types of input devices. Okay, so one is keyboard. Using keyboard we can give the textual input, we can type the text and we can give the data, input data to the computer system. Okay, another is mouse. Using the mouse we can control the like computer system, the selection panel we can control. Using the mouse mouse is a pointing device, we can select anything. Okay, we can control the screen, computer screen, using the mouse input device. So using mouse we give input, the selection input to the computer system. Okay, next thing is touch screen. Nowadays modern days touch screens are available. Like we have our different phones, mobile phones, Android phones, and tablets and systems, PC systems. All these are the touch screen devices. Using touch screen also, computer is going to collect the data from the user, and according to that input, what are the input that received from the user, computer is going to perform its work on that collected data. So touch screen is the modern day input device. Scanner is a very popular input device. Using the scanner we can scan any document, any picture, and computer accept that data from the scanner with the help of the scanner as an input there. And joystick is used to play the games. Okay, so using joystick we can give the input data while playing the games, different directions. Okay, for hitting anything, for moving your player, or for racing. So joystick is used. Digital camera. Using digital camera we can capture the pictures and we can transfer that pictures to the computer system with the help of digital camera. Okay, we can give our photos and videos with the help of digital camera to the computer system. And writing tablet, we can write anything. If you want to write anything, it's a light pen. Using the light pen or using the writing tablet, we can give writing input to the computer system. So using the writing tablet also, computer is going to accept the data, input data, and that data is going to be processed and will give us the meaningful result as the information. Okay, now come to the central processing unit, CPU. This is called the brain of the computer system. Okay, all the processing done in this central processing unit only. All the processings, all the evaluations, all things done in this CPU only. CPU is the brain of the computer system. So it will accept the data from the input. Okay, using mouse, keyboard, touchpad, okay, tablet, accept the data using the input devices. After that, the CPU will take that data. Okay, that data is going to be stored on the computer memory, and CPU will perform the operations. So CPU again contains control unit, arithmetic and logical unit, means arithmetic and logic means ALU, ALU. Then it's a memory unit. Okay, so processing will be done in this CPU only. So what is the work of control unit? Control unit will assign and coordinate all the works in the computer system. It is the main controller of the task. What are the tasks that we can assign in the computer system? Okay, so task will be assigned to the different part with the help of control unit. Okay, control unit is going to send the control signals to all the parts of the computer system. And arithmetic and logic unit will perform all the arithmetic and logical operations, whether it is calculation, different evaluations, all the things will be done in this arithmetic and logic unit. And memory unit will store that data while processing. And memory unit again contains registers. These are the type of register which are used in the processor memory while processing the data. And cache memory. Okay, so the memory data that is going to be transferred from primary memory to the secondary memory, till that time that some of the data will be stored in the cache memory. Okay, so these all work will be performed under central processing unit only. So data will come from the input unit and it will go to the CPU. CPU again contain these many parts, where control unit, arithmetic and logical unit and memory unit will coordinate each other to process our data. What are the data that we have given to the computer system? And after that, some meaningful result will be produced as in the form of the information. So here we are giving the raw data, here processing is being done, and we are getting the information in the form of output with the help of different devices. Okay. Now come to the output devices. What are the different output devices? So output devices is nothing but once that computer accepting the input from the user and after processing is done, that data is going to be produced for the human in the human readable form, whether it will be displayed on the computer screen or it may be played using the speakers. Okay, speakers are also one of the output device. Flat panel, display, LED, desktop computer, monitor, all are the output devices. Printer is also one of the output device. So after processing is done, data is going to be produced in the form of output. Okay, so that human can read that data, human readable form, or human can see, watch on the display, or human can listen with his her ears. Okay, so what are the different output devices? Monitor is the output device, speakers is one of the output device. So GPS also one of the output device. Okay, using this global positioning system. Okay, we can track someone locations. Okay, and projector, yeah, if you want to display the output on a big wall, then we can use the projector in the form of a film, images. Okay, and headphones also. Headphone is also one of the type of output device. Now come to the computer memory. Okay, so as we human have memory in our brain, we can store a lot of things. Okay, we can recall the past things. So here also in the computer, what are the data we are giving, that data is going to be stored in the computer memory. Okay, and we can see that data later whenever we want. So there are three different types of memory are available in the computer system. Okay, using that each type of memory will have a particular work to perform, such as primary memory, secondary memory and cache memory. So there are three different types of memory. Okay, so memories are nothing but the it stores the data in the form of cells on the various memory devices. So without memory devices, computer is not going to store that data. With the help of memory devices only, like hard disks we have. Okay, we have pen drive, we have memory card, we have RAM, we have ROM, we have CD, we have floppy disk. These all are the memory device. The work of memory devices are to store the data in it. Some will store the data for a shorter period of time and some will store the data for permanently, like this. So these can be divided into three categories. One is cache memory, another is primary memory, and the last thing is secondary memory. Let us discuss all these things one by one. Okay, so memory is divided into primary memory, secondary memory and cache memory. And again, primary memory is in turn divided into RAM and ROM. Okay, random access memory and read-only memory. And secondary memory, the examples of secondary memory, here I just mentioned 2 examples. Okay, there are many different examples: HDD, hard disk, and SSD. Okay, and it may be CD also, floppy disk also, pen drive also, SD card also. All these all are the examples of secondary storage devices. Okay, now comes to the primary memory. Okay, it is also called as the main memory. Primary memory is also called as the main memory of the computer system. So the best examples are RAM and ROM. Both are called the primary memory. Okay, so it holds the data instruction when the computer is currently running only. Okay, whenever we are running a computer, right now this presentation is going on. Okay, so in this presentation is currently running only in RAM only. Okay, whenever the computer is running, that data is going to be stored in the RAM, and whenever we turn off that system, that data is going to be erased. Okay, you can call this as a volatile memory. Okay, so whenever we switched off the power, it will gone. So it is made up of semiconductor device, this primary memory. So it can be divided into 2 categories, as I told you, RAM and ROM. Okay, let us see the difference between RAM and ROM. Okay, RAM means the random access memory. The full form of RAM is random access memory. So it is a temporary storage. Data is not going to store here permanently. Data will store for a shorter period of time only. Whenever our computer is running, at that time only, whenever a computer is working, that time only data is going to be stored in the RAM. Whenever we switched off the computer, data will be erased. Okay, this is the one of the characteristics of the RAM. Next is store the data in MBs. Okay, means it has a small capacity, like it comes in 1 GB, 2 GB, 3 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB RAM. Okay, now nowadays phones are coming with 32 GB of RAMs. Okay, it is a volatile memory, like I told you. When we turn off the system, the data will be gone here, and writing of data is faster here compared to the secondary storage devices. RAM provide faster access of writing the data. Means writing the data means it will, whatever the data we are providing to the computer system, RAM will read that data very fast compared to the other devices. That's why if your RAM is good, your computer will work faster. Okay, 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB. So it is used for normal computer operations. Like if you want to open an application, if you want to open 10 applications, means it is used for normal computer operations, for printing, for gaming, okay, for watching videos, okay, for developing software. So it is, RAM is going to be used for normal computer operations, day-to-day operations, you can say. And comes to the ROM, read only memory. So it is used for permanent storage. Okay, it stores data in GBs. Okay, it has a bigger size compared to the RAM, and it is a non-volatile memory. Means whatever the data that we stored in the ROM, it is not going to be erased unless we delete that data. Okay, so writing of data is slow here compared to the RAM, and it is mainly used for like to start the computer. Okay, for booting, whenever we want to load the data to the computer system, then we can use the ROM, read only memory. Now come to the secondary memory. Okay, what are the secondary memory devices? Like the compact disk, SSD, SD card, hard disk. These all are the secondary memory devices. Pen drive, USB devices. Okay, so what is the definition of? So it is also known as the external memory. It is used to store the data permanently. Okay, permanently. The data is not going to be erased whenever we turn off the system. Okay, unless we delete it or unless our hard disk got crashed. Okay, so data is going to be stored here permanently. These are the example of secondary memory devices. So, and one of the main property here is CPU is not going to directly access the data available in these devices. To access the data, CPU has to use the input and output routines. Okay, so these are the secondary memory devices examples: CD-ROM, SSD hard disks, SD card, hard disks, and USB. Now comes to the software part. Okay, what is the software? Softwares are nothing but the set of programs which performs a lot of operations. Okay, only specific operations, or it can perform the many operations. Okay. So all these are the examples of softwares. Okay, so it's a set of instructions which we are giving to the computer system to perform any specific work, a single work or multi works. So it is totally depending upon the software how the work is going to be performed. Okay, so like Microsoft Word is a software, Gmail is a software, Gmail is another example of software, Chrome browser is another example of software. Suppose you are playing a game, that is also software, that is also set of instructions. You are playing a snake game, you are playing Candy Crush, that is also a software which is installed on your mobile phone. Okay, so there are many different softwares are available. Okay, so without software we cannot run the computer system. If hardware is the body of the computer system, then software is the soul of the computer system. So softwares are nothing but these are the collection of instructions which we are giving to the computer system to perform the particular task. So computer is going to behave, computer is going to be work based on these instructions only. So now let us explore the types of softwares. What are the different types of software? Okay, yeah, hi Gaurav. You can ask anything if you have any doubt, or you can just listen to the session. Okay, don't worry about others. Now come to the types of softwares. So first of all, software can be divided into system software or application software. Okay, and what are the different types of system software? System software again can be divided into like operating system. Okay, operating system like Windows operating system, Mac OS, Linux, all Android, all these are the examples of system software. Okay, utility program is also one of the example of software. Language translator is also one of the example of system software, and device driver is also one of the example of software. Now come to the application software. Application software can be comes in two ways. One is for general purpose, for general usage. Another is for specific purpose. If you want to use for a specific main a private purpose, then we can use the application software. Okay, so again the language translators can be divided into compiler, interpreter, and assembler. There are three different types of language translators. Now let us explore all these things one by one. Okay, first we'll see the system software. So system softwares are nothing but the examples of system software is Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android software. All these are the system softwares. And what are system software? So it is such type of instructions which are designed to provide a platform for the other software. So without the system software we cannot run the application software. Okay, system software are designed to be work with in collaborating with the machine. What are the machines we have? Suppose I have a smartwatch, so it contains a hardware. Okay, it will work with system software only. Okay, suppose I have a laptop. Okay, a laptop, to perform its work we have to install a system software in it, whether it may be Windows operating system, Mac OS, Linux, or Android. So out of these I can install any one software, then only I can install other application software like any game or any email application or any web browser. Okay, so system softwares are nothing but it is used to provide a platform for the other application software. Okay, like without it we cannot run this machine, without it we cannot run the computer system. Okay, so system software is very important. It is written to work in collaboration with the machines. What are the machines we have? So it is system software is going to be work with the hardware part of the machine. Okay, then only we can install the application software on top of it. Okay, now let's explore the utility software. What are the utility softwares? Okay, so example of utility software is the antivirus, or it is a disk cleaning tool, or like memory management tools. These all are the example of utility softwares. And what is the definition of utility software? So utility software is also a system software that helps to maintain the proper and smooth functioning of the computer system. Okay, like if we want to manage our disk space means hard disk space, so we can install a utility software. Or if we want to make our computer protected from the attack of computer virus, then we can install a utility software named antivirus. Antivirus will protect our computer system from the external attack. Okay, so it will make sure our data to be securely available. It will make sure our data to be protected against the attackers, virus attackers. Okay, so antivirus and cleaner or disk space management is one of the examples of the utility software. So it assists the operating system. Utility software is going to help the operating system to manage, to organize, to maintain, and to optimize the functioning of the computer system. Okay, and these are the very important tools. These are the very important softwares which are required in each and every computer system nowadays, so that our computer is going to work properly, efficiently. And what are the examples are file management system. Using this file management system tools, we can manage our files efficiently, so that we can save a lot of space, so that our system cannot get into the hang. Okay, and disk management tools, disk cleanup tools. Whatever the unnecessary files are there, we can clean up using this CCleaner software. This is one of the example of utility software. And then antivirus. Antivirus will protect our system, okay, from the unauthorized access. Now, what are the different language translators? So, different language translators comes with the computer whenever we install the operating systems. Okay, so the different language translators are, what is the work of the language translator? Okay, the work of the language translator is to translate a language from one form to another form. So here in this diagram, when we give programming language as the input to the language translator, that language translator will translate the programming in high language. So suppose we are writing program in C or in C++ or in Java. Okay, computer don't understand this high level programming language. Computer will understand the machine code 10, the binary code. Okay, so what are the programming language that we are writing in high programming language? Like suppose we are writing instruction for Python programming, C programming, Java, C# or any language. So that language is going to be translated using the language translators, different language translators. There are 3 types of language translators, and that after translation, machine is going to read that data. Okay, and that is going to be translated into machine dependent language. So translators plays a very important role for a program to read by the computer system. Computer system is not going to be understand our English language, Telugu language, Hindi language. No, computer is not going to understand these all programs written in high level language. Computer understands only machine level language. So what are the different language translators are available? Okay, so the different language are, first language translator is the compiler, second is interpreter, and the third is assembler. These are the 3 different language translator which are available. Okay, so what is the work of compiler? Whenever we write a code, whenever we write a small program to add 2 numbers in C language, just take an example. So what compiler will do means, compiler will going to translate that data, that code that we have written into the machine dependent language. So that code that we have written to add 2 variables A plus B in the C language. That is the high level language. We can say that is the high level language. We can read that. We can read that. Okay. Printf A plus B. We can read that. That is in human readable form. But after giving input to the computer system, compiler will translate that into the machine readable form in machine dependent language. That is known as the binary language 1001. Okay. And without changing the function of the code will perform that function only, but it is changed now so that machine can easily read. This is the work of compiler. Okay. And the famous compiler that are available are like Turbo C, okay, Java C, then Visual C Hash, C Sharp. These are the different compilers that we can see in the market today. Okay. And many other compilers are also available. So whenever we write a program, that program is going to be converted from high level programming language to the machine dependent language, so that machine can read. Machine is nothing but the computer. Computer can read it and computer can perform work according to that. This is the work of compiler. Now come to the interpreter. The second language translator is the interpreter. Okay. So interpreter will also do the same work as the compiler do, but here means what is the work? Will translate the code written in high level language to the machine level language, machine code. But the difference is interpreter will execute the code line by line, one line at a time, while the compiler execute the code, whole code at a time. Like whenever we are going to execute the C code, C program code is going to be execute at a time, whole code. But whenever we write code in Python, just take the example of Python programming language. Python programming language, in that interpreter execute code line by line. How many lines we have written, that line at a time, single, that line is going to be executed line by line. How many lines of code we have written in a one single program? So the work of compiler and interpreter both are same. The difference is that compiler will execute the whole code at a time and the interpreter will execute that code by line, and it will produce the executable output file. Okay. The examples are PHP, Python, JavaScript and Ruby. These are the examples of where interpreter is going to work for us. Interpreter will translate the code which is written in high level language to the machine readable form. Now comes to the assembly level language. Assembler. So assembler work on assembly level language. So whatever the code which is written in assembly level language, that code is going to be translated into the machine readable form. So there are many devices or there are many different platforms are there where we write the code in assembly level language. Okay. So that code is going to be translated into the machine readable form. So like at many places we use this assembly level language, mostly in the microcontrollers or microprocessors. We write code in the form of assembly level language. So this is totally different from the whatever the language that we used, high level language like C, C++, Java, Python. These are the different languages we can write in human readable form. In assembler, we write code for microcontroller, microprocessor, and these are very difficult to program. Totally different from what we learn in the C, C++, Python, Java. This is totally different from the here we write the code in the form of like if you want to move anything, okay, then we just write MOV, move, that's it, and then we write that instructions. So it contains small instructions, but it is a very difficult to read. So to translate that type of code, we required assembler. The work of assembler is to translate high level the code written in the assembly level language to the machine readable form. Okay, so these are the three different language translators. These are available, and these are the very important language translators. Okay. Now comes to the device drivers. Okay, these are also very important. Suppose you want to connect a mouse to your computer system, how a mouse is going to be perform its work, how a keyboard is going to be perform its work, how a printer is going to perform its. These are the just hardware devices. But a hardware is going to work, is going to connect to the computer system with the help of device drivers. So these are also one type of software that are developed for, especially for these devices, these devices, and these devices are going to perform its work with the help of these drivers only. So if we do not install this driver, our devices are not going to be performed according to that. Suppose we want to connect a camera to the computer system, so camera drivers must be installed on the computer system. Okay, we want to like connect our printer, we connected our printer to the computer system, and we want to print anything. We cannot print anything unless we install the device drivers of that printer, means the software that comes with that printer device. So whenever you purchase a printer from the market, along with that printer, a CD will come. That CD contains that device softwares. Okay, so that device drivers will help this printer to connect with the operating systems that is installed on our computer system. Then only our printer is going to perform its work. Okay, in that same thing will apply for each and every hardware device that we are going to connect with the operating system. Each and every hardware device comes with a device drivers, and these device drivers will control that device, and it will be used for coordinating with the operating system to perform the operations. And device drivers is also one type of software. Now comes to the last topic, that is application software. Okay, application softwares are the softwares which we are used for any application purpose, for any specific purpose. The best examples are Microsoft Office softwares. Okay, Microsoft Word, which is used for documentation. Okay, Microsoft PowerPoint, this is the software which is used for presentation. So, and these are the web browsers, different web browsers. You can take the example of any game, you can take example of any like video player, audio converting. Okay, all these are the application software. You can take example of YouTube, Gmail. Okay, all the software that we saw today. You can take example of any banking software. Okay, any UPI payment software. All these are the examples of application software only. And what are the apps that we install on our mobile phone? That also examples of the application software only. So it is used for performing the various work. Okay, like personal work, educational work, business functions. Okay, so each and every application is designed for a specific purpose. Okay, that specific purpose may be for education. Okay, maybe for GPS. Okay, these all are the examples of application software only. So application softwares are also written in this programming language code, like it may be written in C, C++, Java, Python, all Android. Okay, so all these programming languages may be used to write the code for the application softwares. So an application software are installed on top of operating system, any operating system. Okay, we cannot directly use the application software. Okay, this is the one of the drawback of the application software. To use the application software, we must install the operating system first. If we want to use any Gmail app on our mobile phone, we must have either Android operating system, either Windows operating system, or either iPhone operating system, iOS, Apple iOS operating system on our phone or on our laptop. Okay, so we must have any operating system on our phone to use the application software. Application software are not going to perform unless there is some operating system is there. Now if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, let's take this quiz. Okay, so where instructions are stored in a computer system? So options are memory, monitor, keyboard, mouse. Hi Jyoti, good evening. So where are the instructions are stored in the computer system? So the options are memory, monitor, keyboard and mouse. So the instructions which are going to store in the computer are in memory only. So whatever whatever the data that we are giving to the input system and whatever the instructions that we are giving to the computer system in the form of programs, in the form of software, all things are going to be stored in the computer memory. So the two examples of output devices are, what are the two examples of output devices? Monitor and printer, keyboard and mouse. You can comment in the chat if you know the answer. Okay. Floppy disk and CD, scanner and speaker. So what are the two examples of output devices? You can comment out in the chart the correct answer. You can just tell the options A, B, C, D. D, movie promos, scanner and speaker. Anyone else? What are the two examples of output devices? Monitor and printer, keyboard and mouse, floppy disk and CD, scanner and speaker. So the correct answer is monitor and printer. Okay. So because monitor is used to display the data, printer is used to produce the print. Okay. Now which of these is not an input device? Okay. Keyboard, monitor, joystick or mouse. Which of these is not an input device? You can comment the answer in the chart. So the correct answer is, the work of keyboard is to accept the data from the user. Accepting means the input. Okay. The work of joystick is to accept the data while playing the game, and the work of mouse to accept the data through the pointing device, through the selection device. Okay. Remaining is the monitor. The work of monitor is to display the output, display the result. So monitor is not the input device here. Okay. So operating system is which type of software? So there are three categories of software. Sorry, two categories: system software and application software. So operating system belongs to which category of software? Application software, system software, both or none? So which type of software it is? It is a system software. Okay. So like system software is very important type of software. It is going to be work with the machine hardware part. Okay. And it is very important. Without system software, we cannot run the hardware part. Okay. We cannot run a computer system without the operating system. We need to install the operating system first, then only we can install any application software on it. Okay. So internet browser is a which type of software? Is it a application software, system software, both or none? Which type of software it is? You can comment the answer in the chart. So internet browser, like you can call Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari. These all are the internet browser. Opera. So it is belongs to which category of software? Application software or system software? So internet browser comes in the category of application software, where user is going to be interact with that application. An internet browser is developed for the specific purpose. To using that internet browser, user can browse, user can access the different web pages available on the internet. Okay. Now there are some sample questions which may be asked in the term 2 examination from this chapter, this session. Okay, and what are the different sample questions? I have taken some of these sample questions here. So what are the characteristics of a computer system? So in the first 2-3 slides we discussed this, what are the different characteristics of the computer system. So computer system has speed, reliability, accuracy, automation. These are the different characteristics. And computer system has computer system will not get tired. Okay, it has memory, it will store the data. These are the all different characteristics of the computer system. And what are the strength and weakness of a computer system? In the strength you can count all the characteristics. For the weakness you can count all the limitations of the computer system. So a question may be asked in this type of also, like what are the strength and what are the weaknesses of the computer system. Okay, so in the strength you can count all the characteristics. For the weaknesses you can count like computer is the user dependent. Whenever the user give instruction to the computer system, then only computer will perform the work. Okay, and computer has no IQ, computer has lack of common sense. Okay, computer is totally dependent on the power supply. Okay, we need to recharge our phones, our mobile, we need to give current to our computer system, then only computer is going to be work. These are the weaknesses of the computer system. What are the difference between input unit and the output unit? This is another example of question, sample question. So the difference between input unit and the output unit is the main difference is that input unit are used to accept the data, from the user. Computer will collect the data through input devices. Okay, and after processing, computer will display the result with the use of output devices. Okay, the different examples of input devices are mouse, keyboard, scanner, okay, microphone, tablet, touchpad, digital camera. These all are the examples of input devices. And what are the differences of what are the examples of output devices? Like monitor, speaker, headphones, okay, all are printer. These all are the examples of output devices. Differentiate between RAM and ROM. These may be the another questions in the sample questions that may be asked for class 9. Okay, so the RAM stands for random access memory, RAM stands for read only memory. RAM is a volatile memory, ROM is a non-volatile memory. RAM is a temporary memory, ROM is a permanent memory. The data is stored in RAM in MBs, data is stored in ROM in GBs, and like one by one you can count, totally opposite of each other. So RAM is used for like general purpose operations, ROM is used to load the operating system to start the computer system. Okay, it is for booting, okay, to start operation of the computer system. Okay, so these are the different examples of RAM and ROM. Explain secondary memory. Give a few examples of secondary memory devices. So secondary memory, how you can explain? You can explain secondary memory devices like these are the devices which are used to store the data into the computer system permanently. Once we fed any data to the computer system, okay, and we want to store that into the secondary memory devices, we can store that data permanently unless we want to delete it. Okay, so what are the different examples of secondary memory devices? You can call hard disk, okay, floppy disk, compact disc, and pen drive, SD card. These all are the examples of secondary memory devices. These are also called the external memory devices. You can connect also, you can increase the capacity of your computer system memory capacity of your computer system through these secondary memory devices. And the last question is, describe an application software and system software. Means you can mention the different differences between these two. Okay, so first of all comes to the system software. What are the system software? System software are developed. System software are also set of instructions only, but these are developed to work closely with the hardware part of the computer system. Okay, so system software is very necessary to run a computer system. Without system software, we cannot run a computer system. Okay, and what are the different examples of system software? Like operating system. Okay, different operating systems are there, like Windows operating system, Mac OS, Linux. Okay, these are the Android. These are the system softwares. This system software we must install if we want to run a computer system, if we want to use a computer system. And comes to the application software. Application software are also set of instructions only, but these application software, if we want to use, first we need to install the system software like operating system. If we install an operating system like Windows operating system, then only on that Windows operating system we can install an application software. Like you can call a web browser, you can take an email application, you can take a gaming application. So these operating systems, these application systems you can use only when operating system is available. So the purpose of application software is to perform any specific task for end user benefits. Okay, end user means user are going to directly interact with the application software for different educational purposes, for different business purposes. Okay, these are the difference between application software and system software. So I hope you enjoyed this today's session. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask any question in the comment section, and we are going to meet for the next session on Saturday, 5th of February, for the 10th class session, where we are going to discuss basics of networking. Okay, so and don't forget to like, share, subscribe this video, subscribe to Practically channel, and like and comment about this video. Okay, thank you.